I'm Maggie Mic'd Up, and I'm here to talk to you about something that greatly affects my life that I rarely ever talk about. So, what I'm here to talk to you about is parental stalking and how it affects adult children that have lived through dysfunction for most of their life. So, we'll start by talking about what parental stalking is. It is a pattern of intrusive, controlling harassment that is perpetrated by a parent towards their adult child in this situation. Although for me, it started before I was an adult. It's something where your boundaries are constantly crossed, no matter what boundaries you put in place. You can put as many as you can in to support yourself and try to keep yourself as safe and isolated from that person that you can. But their main goal in everything is just to cross those boundaries, find ways to cross those boundaries in ways that you can't really retaliate, or in ways that you can't really find your own sense of control and safety in, whether it's finding ways to message you, driving past your house, communicating with you at specific times in your life, when they might feel or think that you're slightly more isolated than usual. In my opinion, this unwanted contact is meant to keep you off balance so that hopefully there is some part of you that maybe yearns to go back to a situation that you've been able to leave. This communication can come in the form of calls, it can come in the form of texts, it can come in the form of showing up at places that that they're not wanted, that you haven't communicated to them that you'll be, and you'd like them to show up there. And this communication often continues long after they have been very clearly told to stop. I have not been alive as long as this person has been honing their stalking skills. And I feel that that is something that a lot of adult children going through this also experience. They'll constantly try to violate your privacy. So things like showing up where you're at, finding ways to see your social media, finding people that are common between you might not even know, but that are able to go through your social media and communicate that back to them, communicating who is at important and what happens at important events in your life. They might be attempting to access some portion of your financial or try to interfere or find information about how you're doing financially, because that's an area that they can potentially use, either to gain for themselves or as a way to kind of wiggle their way back in. I've found with parental stalking that it doesn't end with me. I'm not the only person being affected by this. Everyone around me is affected by this. Friends that I had no idea were affected by this are affected by this. For me, my partner is affected by this. My partner is watched. My partner is picked apart. My partner is I'll receive communication trying to separate or lessen the bond that I have with my partner, that I've formed with my partner. And it's a way to isolate me further in hopes that perhaps my partner will leave, or I won't feel as safe with my partner, or my partner won't feel as safe with me. I don't know if this is something that'll ring true for everyone going through this. For me, it feels very isolating. I'm afraid to post things on social media. I'm afraid to have a regular routine of just going out. And I'm also afraid to talk about things, because if I say on here, or to other people, that I'm afraid to go out and ride a bicycle because I'm going to cross a road and someone's going to see me and they're going to be like, hot dang, now's my opportunity. They're going to hit me and drag me off somewhere. And these aren't concerns that are ridiculous concerns. These aren't, things that are not based off of experiences that I've already had. I have been dragged, I have been, I guess, held hostage. And so when I'm concerned about those things, they're based in real things that have happened, and they're the reason for my leaving the situation, and yet this person doesn't want me to be leaving the situation because they want that control over me. And when they can no longer have that control over me, they lash out in ways that do potentially take away my freedom and my ability to live my life. And as I leave that situation, as I distance myself from all of that, there is a sense of desperation for that person to try to force me back into that same situation. And it seems like the longer I'm outside of it, the more desperate the attempts are, the more constant and consistent the contact gets. And all I'm trying to do here is live my life and be well and be happy and be healthy. But that's, for me to do that without them in my life, it's too much. I'm not allowed to do that. And so I'm afraid that I'm going to get hit by a vehicle while I'm riding my bike, but not accidentally, intentionally, because I have too much freedom and I'm enjoying my life and my freedom from this past situation so much. And the longer I'm away from it, the less likely I am ever to go back. And they know this. And so they're trying to regain their sense of control over my life. And so that's how it is for me. And I'm not sure if that's how it is for everybody else that goes through this. The thing that I've found is not a lot of people talk about it. Most of my life I've been forced into silence. I've been scared into silence. I've thought this was normal, so why would I even talk about it? When I started learning that it was abnormal, that was new to me. That was a completely new concept to me, and it took a long time for me to truly understand how abnormal and inappropriate this stuff was. I'm thankful that I have that insight now. I'm sad that there's not a lot of communication about this. I'm sad that it seems like there's a lot of support groups for, stranger stalking, for ex partner stalking, but for parental stalking, there isn't a lot of content and information out there. There's not a lot of community around it because we've been forced for so long to be so isolated and so scared to speak out, and thinking that this is a normal thing because I didn't get to live 25 years of my life normal before this started. I didn't get to breathe a single breath with this not being my normal. And I think there's a lot of people out there that possibly feel the same way as me. And so I'm trying to make sure that there is content about this out there so that when you maybe do try to leave your situation, or you do try to understand what's happening better, there's a community of people that are there and do understand. So over the next while, I'm going to start releasing information on different aspects of parental stalking and abusive parents and the effects on adult children, but specifically in relation to the stalking that can happen. And hopefully together we can find ways that we're able to feel safe, that we're able to feel connected to our community, so that we're not just isolated and worried and scared all of the time of this thing that's been looming there for our entire life, or for a good majority of our entire life. So if you have anything that you'd like to have talked about on here, please put it in the comments. I'm very interested to know and to hear, and to be able to look into the aspects of our lives that it affects, and things that we can do to, again, find our own sense of safety and peace, because we deserve it so much. You deserve it so much. I deserve it so much. And they don't deserve our peace. They can find their own peace, and if they choose not to, that's not on me. That's on them. And it's on you to find your own peace, and it's not on them to be able to steal that peace away. So if you are interested in more content about this, like, subscribe, follow, leave comments so that I know what aspects you're looking at. or that you're concerned about, or that you maybe have some insight that I don't have at this time. I'm still fairly new in my journey of understanding that I'm allowed to live my own life. And so there might be things that you have have done or you have known that might help me, and I would appreciate knowing any of that. And I would also appreciate being able to put that out to a broader community of people who maybe want to feel that safety and that peace and are struggling to find that. So, thank you for your time today, and I look forward to hearing from you.